Well, hello, and welcome to Stop, Let's Team Up, episode 33, What I've Been Reading, part 2. This is going to be a kind of regular episode every once in a while. This one's going to be a little longer because it's a big stack here. Listen, that is the stacks being shifted on the desk. So I'm going to go through these. It's a lot of comics. This could be quick, easy ones. First one is The New Champion of Shazam by Campbell and Shaner. That is, let me get to the actual page. Josie Campbell and Evan Doc Shaner, with lettering by Becca Carey. This is a book I was looking forward to coming out because I saw some of the publicity for it. I like Doc Shaner's art a great deal. I like the Marvel family. I kind of like the Marvel family the way it has been constructed since John's just made all the kids and are in the movie, that it's all these kids inside a foster family. I think it's I just really like that. Like it as a group dynamic. It's a very positive, old school kind of superhero about family and stuff like that. I love that concept. I got a little lost on reading John's serial one because it was just erratic as heck. I plan to go back and read it all in a chunk at some point to give it a second chance. I'm more excited about this because it's Mary, to see Mary done in a positive light, other than the Black Mary after 52 or whatever it was. I enjoyed it. It's a great comic. It tells a single issue. It sets up everything. Stuff happens. And it's more than stuff happens. You get some character development. New characters are created and introduced and given some personality, including Hoppy, the talking bunny. It's their version of the Hoppy the bunny character. He is her roommate, empowered with magic powers by Billy. Mary has been chosen by Billy to be the new champion of Shazam, as something he is not. He is locked up in the Rock of Eternity due to something that happened in Teen Titans Academy, which I don't read. So I don't know. I'll find that. I guess we'll find out more about that later, or maybe I'll go and read that issue when it's available for free on the app. It's not a title I was drawn to, but there's a fight scene, there's action, there's dynamic imagery, there's great conversation. It's a great comic. I'm looking forward to the other 3 issues in the miniseries. It was the best of the batch in 2 weeks. This is 2 comic visits. I'm doing basically 2. I'm going about every 3 to 4 weeks because of money. And this Flashpoint Beyond number 4 of 6. We get to see who the Clockwork Killer is. I guessed it. But I'm not disappointed. I'm still enjoying this a great deal. I find that let me see the credits. It's just, you've got 3 writers, 2 pencilers, 5 inkers. As much of a patchwork as it is, it's okay. It's good. I'm enjoying the story as an arc. This is issue 4, so it's getting us to where we need to be for 5, and then ultimately the finale. And it is the perfect kind of 4th chapter, if that makes sense. I'm enjoying it. I think it's when it's done, I'm going to do a reread, maybe, and cover it. I think I will do a reread and cover it on the podcast as a series and tell you what I think. Because most of the time, a lot of these 6-issue series that DC's doing are the ones I'm liking, other than the ongoing books. I read more of those than I do ongoing books. Next up was there 2 of them here? Naomi 5 and 6. Let me think. I thought there was 5. No, it's just Naomi 6 of 6. Great ending to season 2. This is the kind of book of Bendis's I like. It's a nice wrap up. Again, as for my comments on Bendis, his stuff normally reads better in a trade. Both of Naomi's series, I think, read well as single issues, but still read way better as an arc. And I do like the character, and I really like Walker and I really like David Walker. I think he's probably solidifying some of these plots and keeping it from becoming too Bendis-y. Good or bad, because I am of 2 minds of Bendis. And Jamal Campbell's art is just stunning. It's just stunning. All right. Defenders Beyond number 1 by Al Ewing and Xavier Rodriguez. It's a follow-up to their last miniseries. I think this may be an ongoing series. This is a new lineup. Doctor Strange summons a group of heroes together in the early version's reality. He's dead. But the lineup is a female Loki from another timeline, America Chavez, Tigra, what is it? I keep forgetting her name. Taya of the Six Cosmos, Galactus' mom. She's in this one. She was in the last series. The Blue Marvel. And that's it. Was it someone joined at the end? Oh yeah, there's a great spoiler at the end. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I love Al Ewing. I buy Al Ewing's comics. I love Javier Rodriguez's art on so many levels. I just get it, read it. You'll enjoy the heck out of it. All right, Al Ewing again. Al Ewing and Tom Riley are doing a 4-part Ant-Man miniseries, and it's going to jump through 4 years of the Ant-Man's time stream, and this is him as an original, and this future version comes to the past, and Ant-Man gets into an adventure with 4 of his Golden Age enemies. Gerald March, the Protector, Trago, the trumpet player, Time Master, and the Window Washer. These are all villains he fought in his early strip in Tales to Astonish, which I have. I may have to go. I think I've not read that whole. I have the essentials, so they're probably in there. But it was a Reed Mill throwback. It's another neat little Al Ewing story. I'm really looking forward to the next 3 things. Okay. Gensis-Vell, Captain Marvel, Peter David did. I loved his Gensis-Vell series in the 90s and 2000s. It's him and Juan Ramirez doing it, and Gensis-Vell is back, and they're tying up some loose ends of when him and Rick Jones were together, and it's, you know what? It's going to be great because Peter David, I'm looking forward to it. And also, they just announced in June of 2023, they're going to release Peter David Gensis-Vell Omnibus. I'm going to pinch my pennies because it's all going to be in one volume. It was a great version of Marvel's Captain Marvel. He is still my fourth favorite Captain Marvel, and I loved his series. First favorite is Monica Rambeau. Second is the original. Third is Carol Danvers. Fourth is Gensis. And there's another one, but I don't really rank them. All right, next up. I'm doing a lot of Marvel. No, okay. This is just 3 Marvel and 4 Marvel in a row. The Variants Part 2, Gail Simone Phil Noto's Jessica Jones multiverse story. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. One, I like Phil Noto's art. It seems different. And I think I talked about this before, but I'm really digging this. It's hitting all my kind of sweet spots. I like Jessica Jones, and I love Gail Simone. Love Gail Simone comics. So, all right. Next up I got was J.R. Markin's Wildcards, Drawing of Cards. It is an adaptation of some of the early Wildcard stuff by the amazing Paul Cornell, who I love as a writer, as a TV writer, Doctor Who audio writer. I just finished recording today an episode with Mark McManus of Trap One for my Doctor Who podcast, where he talked about a 5-part miniseries he did starring the 3rd Doctor from Titan called Heralds of Destructions. I will post a link to that. Well, I won't because this will go up first, but check it out on Gallifrey's Most Wanted. It is our when you get this, it's the episode that's going to drop a week from now. It's worth listening to. It's also check out the Titan Doctor Who comics and trades. They're good. And if you like a Doctor, a specific one in the modern era, they got something for you, but they also got a few of the older Doctors. So it's good. And they're in trades. They do good sales too. But this, I read the Wildcard novels in the 90s or 80s, wherever. I can't remember when it was first published. It's so long ago. I don't have them anymore. But I read the first 20-some religiously. Every time one came out, I just stomped what I was reading and read that. I really like it. It's my J.R. Markin thing because I've not read the Game of Thrones stuff and I only watched a few seasons of the TV show. I think it is a good adaptation. I think it is a well-paced comic. I think it hits all the buttons of setting stuff up with some unanswered questions, but I think Cornell will answer the questions as this goes along and how long it lasts. If this lasts more than 6 or 7 issues, I'd be surprised. That'd be you could do the first volume and maybe do more after it. I will say this. Mike Hawthorne and Adriano Di Benedetto, penciler and inker, and Ruth Raymond, the colorist. They do a wonderful job. I think it's beautiful interior. I really do. All right, The Marvels 12 by Kurt Busiek and Yildiray Cinar and Guru DEFX. As you all probably know, I'm a big Kurt Busiek fan. I'm a big fan of The Marvels. This is a team book that is specifically a very eclectic group of heroes and villains who become a team, and it's all one story over the 12 issues. Let me read the little thing that goes over the banner that describes the book. The Marvel Universe from the Big Bang to beyond the end of time. From the Avengers to the X-Men, from Arcus to Zack, and the Kree Emperor to the Dark Dimension and into the unknown, it ranges vast and deep. And there have been adventures too big for any one season until now, The Marvels. The lineup is Storm, Arcus, the Golden Age Vision, Iron Man, Captain America, a new Warbird who I'm not familiar with, but she's a Shi'ar, and she's wearing the Warbird thing. And some of the former friends of hers of the Avengers don't really care for her. Johnny Storm, Black Cat, the Korean hero Arrow, a new character Kevin Schumer, who's the nephew of the Tinkerer. He's pretty cool. Melinda May, another I think she is from the Pan-Pacific superhero team that was out a few years ago. I think she's in there. From there, so I'm not as familiar. I didn't read that book. I'm going to read it on the app. I was planning to. I just had to start cutting my list money-wise. And then a villain called Power Keg. And this is the thing. It's very much like these side characters that are have godlike powers. And it also hovers around this fictional Vietnam. It's called Cyan Kong. It's very much an analogy for the Vietnam War and Vietnam after it, and a country being used in the early days of Marvel during the Cold War. And it's these godlike beings in the background. In these characters, Ace, Threadneedle, and the Soul of Seaon are all come together. I really liked it, but I bought it choppily. I missed some issues because I cut my pull list and then I pulled it off and I had to play catch up. I'm going to read this all. Again, God, I keep saying this, but I'm going to read this all probably when I put them in order. I'll probably pull them out and reread them. This is something I'm going to do on the show as a Saturday episode and cover the whole 12 issues. I'm a huge Busiek fan, but this one didn't knock me out, so I'm going to give it a second chance. I've got Doctor Who Origins issue 3, which is the Fugitive Doctor, Joe Martin's version of the Doctor by Jody Houser and Roberta Granata. I've enjoyed it. It's good. It's a fun Doctor Who comic. The stories are very simple and to the point. I'm enjoying it. Don Slott does the next series, and it's going to be a mixed single issue series, so I'm looking forward to that. All right, we're down to the bottom of the stack, and it is 2 issues of the Avengers and the first 2 issues of Judgment Day. So first, let me do Avengers 58 and 59. We are at a part in the story where Aaron and Garon are getting us close to the end. His run is coming to an end. So each issue is the Avengers going through time, meeting past versions of them who are battling Mephisto. And 58 is, and legacy numbering is 758. It is a Ghost Rider who's a samurai, a Ronin. He doesn't have a vehicle. He walks because that's what Ronins did. They walked the earth. And it's set in feudal Japan. And there are Vikings, slaves to Mephisto, and there's beautiful artwork. I really do like this art. And this is an eclectic version of the team. So there's the story of the other time that they're in, and the Avengers kind of come in toward the middle and the end and comment on it, and then help the hero of this era fight a battle. I'm enjoying these. It is kind of a setup to the finale as they go through time. I think we're getting to the end. Maybe they're going to finish it at 760 or so. I don't know when this arc is supposed to end, but I'm enjoying these one and done issues. But it's kind of okay. It's kind of like the Kang Saga, Englehart, where you'd have single issues, and then when he spent 3 issues going through the past, telling you the Vision's history. So 59 is set in the Old West, and they're in this parallel universe. The Crossroads Demon is Mephisto. He's a hanging corpse. And then there's a Shi'ar sky train in the West. Phoenix is a person of color, African American, I think. I'm not sure, they don't say ethnicity, so I'm assuming it's America West, so it's an African American. And they're the Phoenix on a horse, and then there is a Starbrand on a horse, and they're chasing it with their magic guns. They're freeing these people, and then the homegrown, which are Mephisto's slaves or servants, they start a battle in a gunfight, and it's basically a Western with flying devil monsters, and it's very epic. And then Valkyrie and the modern Phoenix Echo show up, and then Iron Man and Thor, and they tie it all up, and it's together. They're this world, and off to the next one. Each one of these has been a different world, and I've enjoyed it. All right, now we are up to Judgment Days 1 and 2. I'm going to kind of do these together. It's an okay crossover. I've read the first 2 issues. I'm being entertained. I'm waiting to see what's going on. I didn't get the 2 X-Men. They didn't pull them. I think I'm just going to do the Avengers section of it. Maybe, I don't know. But I've enjoyed it. I think Karen Gillan, Valerio Shaiti, and Marta Garcia do wonderful. I think the art's great. They could draw any team book you wanted. It is definitely, they're drawing it good and epic. Issue 1 is set up. Issue 2 is a major battle on Krakoa. And the Avengers teaming up with the thing. And issue 2 has a nice setup because it gives you these 9. Is it 9? It shows you 9 people who are important to what's going to happen. 6. Tom in London, Katarina in Vancouver, Ujan in Mumbai, Daniela in Sao Paulo, Jada in New York, and Kenta in Yokohama. And they are introduced as people that are important. They're even in the team. At the beginning of these crossovers, they'll have the lineups for the different teams. Like in this one, the Avengers are Captain America, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Namor. The X-Men are Cyclops, Destiny, Exodus, Jean Grey, Magic, Mr. Sinister, Nightcrawler. The Eternals are Ajax, Makari, and Phastos. The Hexed are Phoebe, Regenix. I don't know these characters. Rekka Centauris, Sin the Mentor, Thykera the Hibiscus, Tetirona, and T-Max. And then the civilians, Tom, Katarina, Adrian, Daniela, Jada, and Kenta. I like how that's a kind of a framing thing, and we're going to see where that goes. They may be trying to introduce new characters. Sometimes they do that, create a new book, new team book. Who knows? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm not a big supporter of that. It wouldn't be my choice, but I'm not the editor. I'm just the guy reading them. Overall, that's a big stack of comics. I got them over the last 2 weeks. I've enjoyed them. Nothing is, I would say the wild card's good. I think the Mary Marvel book is awesome. Everything else is entertaining and worth the money I spent, and it will be read again. So not a bad comic week. But that's it for this week. I hope you got some pleasure out of hearing me kind of give you a preview of what I'm reading, what's going into my head as a comic reader. I've got some other stuff that's come in. I got the volume 4 Teen Titans. I haven't read all of them, the volumes, but I'm getting them because it's my way of having the modern the 80s Teen Titans in a collection, and I like them. I got in the mail from eBay. I found a really cheap copy of hardcover The Marvels Project by Brubaker and Epting. I remember getting the first couple issues, but I never finished getting it, so I'm looking forward to reading that and covering it on the show. But there are other things coming out. I'm guesting on a podcast that you guys will hear in a week or so, and I'll promote it when it comes out, but I've been asked to be on it, and it's exciting, and I'm excited about being on it. And we got Legion on Tuesday and Defenders on Thursdays. That's all coming up. So thanks for listening. Thanks for, if you're reaching out on Twitter, I appreciate it. I like all the feedback. I'm welcome more. Please send me emails at stopletsteamup@gmail.com or DM me or message me on Twitter at JSA4E. That is JSA, the number 4, the letter E. And also, please follow my Doctor Who podcast on Gallifrey's Most Wanted Doctor Who podcast. I think if you like Doctor Who too, you may enjoy them. Me and Vic and Jeff and all my guests enjoy doing them, and I have started to talk more about comics on that, so that's fun too. But until then, be smart, be safe, be kind, and read some comics.